Alright, so in this specific video, we are going to practically implement Amazon EFS volume type. Okay, and here what we are going to do is basically we are going to create a two instance and we are going to attach an EFS into both of the instance, and we are going to see how data from one instance can be seen into another one, right? So let's get it started, and first of all let us go to EC2, and then here we are going to create a new instance. So I'll write instance A. Okay, I'll take the basic one, that is Amazon Linux. The AMI would be the instance type would be T2 micro, and for the key pair, let us see if we have any, or we'll create a new one for this specific demo. So I'll write instance and then click on create key pair. All right, it's done. Next is, here we need to focus on one thing. So when you go to network settings, just click on edit. Here you need to select subnet. Okay, so we are going to select a subnet for US East to A. Okay, and then scroll down, and here one more thing, we are going to add a security group rule, and since it is a EFS volume, that is file type, we are going to enable NFS. All right, and the source type should be anywhere. Once these two things are done, we are going to launch the instance. So our first work is done. Okay, now we are going to create another instance for the same. Okay, let me click here, and we'll go back to instance. We click on launch instance again. This would be our instance B. Okay, the AMI would be Amazon Linux, and here the instance type would be again T2 micro. The key pair, I'll select the one which we created right now, that is instance, and then again in the network setting I'll click on edit. Here this time the subnet would be, yeah, the subnet would be US East to B. Okay, yeah, earlier we select US East to A, here we select US East to B. Okay, now scroll down, and in the security group again, since we are going to attach an EFS volume type, we need to enable this thing, that is NFS, and then the source type should be anywhere. Okay, so here we are exposing that port 2049 for data transfer between instance 1 and B, and then we are going to click on launch instance. Now once we go here, okay, and I do a refresh, you can see we will have instance A and instance B, which will be already up and running. Now if I click over here, all right, it's under pending state. Okay, now I'll just add a filter over here for running. Okay, and you can see we have two instances currently running, that is instance A and B. Now what I am going to do is I am going for EBS, right? So first of all, let's type EFS. You can start it, mark here, you will get it on the favorites. Click on EFS. So the primary thing was we have to create an instance. All right, we need to enable the port, and then we selected the subnet. Now it's time to create a file system. Click on create file system, new file system, and even you can click on customize. Okay, here you will get all the options for it. So you can scroll down, here is the lifecycle management. So basically if you want to transition from one EFS volume type to another, these are the data that you can configure. However, you can leave it at default. We are currently demonstrating how we can transfer data from one instance to another at the same time, right? So let us scroll down, and here there's one more thing that we need to look on, is the network thing that will fall in the next one. So click on next. See, here we need to be careful about the security groups, right? So let me delete all the existing security groups which it has attached. I'll go back to instances, refresh, and I'll click on running. Okay, here click on instance A, then you need to search for security groups, right? So click here. For security groups, you need to go to security, and here it's F622. All right, that is wizard 34. click over here and search for Visa 34, and at the same time you can check for instance B. So security, it is wizard 35. All right, so the security group that we need to select is wizard 34 and 35. All right, I'll scroll to the list and you can see we will have 34 somewhere here. All right, so we have selected wizard 34 and 35, and since the availability zone we selected US East and US East 2A and US East 2B, we can remove the third one. All right, and here again I'll select wizard 34 and scroll down and we'll search for wizard 35. Okay, once this is done, click on next. All right. This is a policy editor. For now, we are going to ignore it. We'll proceed forward. And here is entire review of it. And then click on create. Okay. Now, the basic thing is done. Meanwhile, it is creating the file system. Let us go back to the instances and take the SSH, right? And how do we take SSH? That we already know, right? So click on connect and then click on SSH client. Click here and then Control V. All right. Yes. Okay. We are getting this error and we are already aware what we need to do is chmod 400 and the PEM file name was instance.pem. Clear. Again, we are going to do SSH and you can see we are able to log in. I'm going to do an SSH on the another one as well. So I'll just do a right click over here and we need to add one more file, right? So new tab to the right, and here I'll just rename this one to instance A. This will be used for our identification, and I'll mark the color as orange. And this one, let us go back. We'll go back to instance. We'll select this time instance B, connect, SSH client. We are going to use the same key. Control A. Okay, clear. My key is stored over here, so cd downloads, and then we'll do an SSH. Yes, until it is doing SSH, we can rename it instance B, and I'll mark the color as blue. Okay, so yeah, I hope the font is visible to you. Okay, and here we are on instance A. All right, so first of all, let us go to the root user, clear the screen, and we are going to do the same on instance B. Clear sudo su. So we are switched to root user in both the instances. All right, and here we need to install a package for in order to test both the things, right? So first of all, let us create a directory named EFS here, and let us go inside EFS directory. Okay, and we are going to do the same here as well. Mkdir EFS cd EFS, and now we need to install one package over here that is that will be used as an utility for files transfer from one instance to another. So we need to use yum install amazon hyphen efs hyphen utils. Okay, enter. Yes. All right, it is done on instance B. Let's do the same on instance 1. Okay, yum install amazon efs utils. Okay, it's done over here as well. Now we'll go back to our EFS. You need to click on this EFN system ID. Okay, and you can see the EFS is created. Now the next thing would be we need to attach it, right? And how we are going to attach it? Using the DNS, right? And by mount we are going to connect both the instances. So copy this command, and we are currently on instance A. Okay, I'll clear the screen and we'll paste this command. All right, it is saying that the mount point does not exist. Why? Because we are inside the directory. Let us go back Now the mount point is present. Let us paste the same command and wait for some time. And you can see it is completed. Now we are going to execute the same command in instance B. All right, let me clear the screen again. Okay, all right. Mounting is completed and now we can do the data transfer. And before proceeding forward, just wanted to show you that right now the default size here is 6 KB, right? Because we haven't made any sort of use over here, right? So now let us demonstrate whether we are able to transfer the data or not, right? Let us go to the mount point and I'll create a new file, that is touch file.txt. Okay, now when I go to instance B and when I go to EFS and I list it, you can see the file is created. All right, so let us do one more thing. I'll create a vim uh, test instance A, instance A dot text. Hi, this is from instance A. All right, escape colon WQ. So when you do cat on this file, you'll get the data. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an instance file B over here. So vim, and this would be my file B. Okay. So we are going to just cross check whether we are able to transfer data from E to B, A to B, right? So hi, this is from instance B. All right, escape colon WQ. When you do a cat test instance B, you'll get it, right? Now let me clear it. Now when I do ls, see, instance A is also present, instance B is also present, and file.txt is present, right? Now when I do cat for instance A file, okay, you can see, hi, this is a file from instances. However, we are present on instance B, right? Now when I go to instance A, okay, and I do a list, you can see instance B file is also there. Now when I do a cat from here, instance B, see, hi, this is a file from instance B, right? So that was all about a practical demonstration how we can create an elastic file system, right? And how you can attach it to instances and how data transfer can be done, right? Now let us delete the resources that we created. Okay, go to file system, and deletion is very easy. Click here, click on delete, and you need to copy this ID, paste it, confirm. Okay, and it is deleting the mount point. Meanwhile, go to the instances and terminate the instance. So select both of them, terminate. All right, so it is very necessary to delete all the resources that we have created while performing the actions, right? You can also go to volumes, you can check whether if any extra volume has been created or not. Okay, and then you can delete the snapshot likewise. All right, so that was all about elastic file system. I hope you learned a lot about elastic file system, how it can be implemented for our use case. Basically it is a file system used for sharing files between two instances at the same time. All right. Hope you got this lecture and see you in the next topic. Thank you.